It all started with a simple confession letter emailed to the Bombay Stock Exchange on 7 January 2009. The letter was a bombshell dropped on unsuspecting investors by Ramalinga Raju, then chairman of Satyam Computer Services. He confessed that he and his close circle of relatives and employees had committed a 7,136 crore fraud. The revelation sent shockwaves across the market as investors collectively lost 14,000 crores in a single day's trading. The Satyam share fell from the levels of 178 rupees in the morning before the scam surfaced to as low as 41 rupees by the end of the day's trading. The government was scrambling to save the company and protect the interests of the over 53,000 employees that Satyam then had on its rolls. A special board headed by Deepak Parekh along with Kiran Karnik, C. Achyutan and T. N. Manoharan led the rescue job. The team restored order in just 3 months and sold the company to Tech Mahindra, which subsumed Satyam into itself in 2014. In the confession letter, Raju wrote, "It was like riding a tiger, not knowing how to get off without being eaten. Driven by the desperate desire to match up with market leaders Infosys Technologies and Wipro, Raju and his cohorts had been cooking the books of Satyam since 2001. Raising fake invoices on fictitious clients, subverting the company's billing system to introduce fake invoices into the revenue stream, producing fake bank account statements and fixed deposit receipts on forged letterheads of banks. Raju did it all in a systematic fashion, quarter after quarter, year after year, for nearly 9 years, until it all exploded in his face. As many as 7,561 fake invoices, labeled S series, for a total value of 4,782.75 crore were generated by Raju and his accomplices between April 2003 and September 2008 at the rough run rate of 300 to 400 invoices a quarter. Since 2001, Raju and his accomplices were thus producing false bank statements to the auditors. If it were not for these fraudulent bills and fake invoices generated, Satyam would have posted a loss as early as in the third quarter of 2007-8, according to Securities and Exchange Board of India investigation report. The balance in the company's account with Bank of Baroda in New York was shown in its books as rupees 1,782.6 crore as on September 30, 2008. The actual balance in the account as certified by the bank was just 50.72 crore. Similarly, the total amount in fixed deposits was massaged to show a figure of rupees 3,318.37 crore. In reality, it was just 9.96 crore. When the Internal Audit Department raised inconvenient questions about these fraudulent transactions, its access to the company's accounting system was cut off. As for the statutory auditors, Pricewaterhouse, the less said, the better. A simple audit test would have blown the lid off the scam. A test of facts would show that a reputed firm of auditors, international firm of auditors with experienced audit hands could not have missed the audit trail as they did in the Satyam case. Remember, in the era of quarterly accounting statements, quarterly results, auditors are practically living in each company's accounts department these days. In my opinion, it was more a case of connivance rather than negligence on the part of the auditors. S. Gopalakrishnan and Srinivas Talluri, partners in the audit firm, were held guilty for connivance and were sentenced to 7 years imprisonment. They were taken off the rolls of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India and are now serving a jail sentence along with Raju. The Securities and Exchange Commission of the US charged Satyam and Raju with willfully overstating revenues, income and cash balances. They pulled out the Satyam ADS from the NYSE where it was trading the moment the scam became public. Satyam's shareholders in the US mounted a class action suit against the company, which the company later on settled for $125 million. The Public Company Accounting Oversight Board of the US pulled up the auditors of the company, Pricewaterhouse, and its international affiliate, PricewaterhouseCoopers. The two audit firms subsequently settled with the PCOAB for $7.5 million. The fraud forced stock market regulator Securities and Exchange Board of India to tighten up its corporate governance norms. The Companies Act was amended to introduce rotation of auditors, a particular mandatory requirement of independent directors on company boards, and a mandatory declaration of shares pledged by promoters of the company. As for Raju and his accomplices, a trial court in Hyderabad sentenced them to 7 years in jail and 5 crores fine to be paid by each of them in April last. Some might believe that Raju got away lightly given the experience of similar scams abroad and the punishment handed out to perpetrators. 5 crores may appear too small. Remember, investors lost as much as 14,000 crores in just a single day's trading collectively. In comparison, Jeff Skilling, former president of Enron, was sentenced to 24 years in jail in 2006 for a fraud perpetrated by him. Similarly, Bernie Madoff was handed down a 150-year jail sentence in 2009 for running a Ponzi scheme and defrauding investors. In light of these examples, it's hard not to believe that Raju got away lightly for the scam committed by him.